What's good? What's good? What's good? What's the
Baby.
game podcast in the building?
In the building.
Yo,
Two
yo, yo.
thirds of the original. Not sure which and all that. I'm sure he probably hop on here soon. And you know what I mean? We got our special guest, man.
Yes,
You know, we
sir.
try to keep it funky, try to keep the mix going. We got our man, this brother right here. He unofficial, P. He unofficial whistle game. So as y'all know, we had he unofficial because last year we had our takeover here in Charlotte. Oh, not here. I'm in New York, but right now. But we had our takeover in Charlotte, and kind of last minute, I was scrambling. I ain't gonna lie, for a DJ. I'm
Right.
like, yo, who coming up? Where the DJs at? Who's coming to Charlotte? Who want to host? Who want to do this? And I want to say Nick. I think Nick made the connect. And ever since then, man, me and Mr. Holdup been tight. He came to Charlotte, killed it, rocked the
Oh
house.
yeah.
He had
Absolutely.
the biggest swag surf. I know ATL be
Official.
trying to imitate and everything, but the biggest swag surf for tailgate. That was all
Oh, yeah.
orchestrated by him. So man, we glad to have you on, man. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it.
Welcome,
Appreciate it.
brother.
Thank y'all for
Welcome,
having me.
brother.
Oh yeah.
Welcome. So you got anything you want to say before we jump into it?
Man, it's here. It's finally here. You know, we got what
Yeah.
3 more days, 3 years in a row. So you know, we'll see what happens. Like my nerves ain't kicking yet, but I know by Saturday, you know, I got a lot going on this weekend. I got the Royal Rumble is here.
Okay.
St. Pete. So we going to that. Me and my daughter going to that. So it's like I got a little something to keep my mind off of football for a minute on Saturday, and then Sunday the big game. But it's crazy because I'll be at work. But
That's what's up.
it's gonna happen regardless.
My older kids are into wrestling and stuff.
Yeah.
I promised I'll take them to WrestleMania in Philly.
Oh, that's gonna be huge, bro. It's gonna be huge. I'm telling you, that one you don't want to miss.
I know. All right, let's jump into it. I'm gonna play this video real quick.
Conversation around quarterbacks when it comes to sports media this week has been absolutely ridiculously stupid. We are smarter than this as both people who cover the game and people who are fans of the game. Centrally revolving around Josh Allen and Brock Purdy, okay? The dumb comments I've heard about both those players, we have to get past. Let's educate better. Now, when it comes to Brock Purdy, okay? Do you know who the number one quarterback is when it's throwing the ball, the hard throws, outside the numbers? Who's the number one quarterback in the NFL?
You're going to tell me it's Brock Purdy.
I think it's Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, okay. So who's the number one quarterback in the NFL when it comes to throwing the ball past the first down? Past it, not the easy dunk and dunk. Past the first down marker. Who's the most accurate quarterback in football?
Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Brock Purdy 400.
Okay, and then who's the best quarterback, the most accurate quarterback this year playing under duress, with bad people around, with pressure on me? Who's the number one quarterback in the NFL?
Who is Brock Purdy?
There you go, Greeny.
So you can have all the conversation you want. You are absolutely entitled to your opinion. When you watch tape, this cat can play. Is he Patrick Mahomes? No. I've watched every snap of offensive football under Kyle Shanahan as the San Francisco 49ers head coach. And most of the parts are the same since the beginning, except for one. This is the best offense Kyle's had. And the only difference is the cat pulling the trigger.
Yo, what y'all think about that, man? It's been a crazy week with the slander of Brock. And you had Pat McAfee come out. You had Dan Orlovsky come out. You had a couple other cats come out and defend. Is Brock like the difference in this year's team? Like, what feels different about this year's team opposed to like last year's team?
Hey, I'm gonna say this before we get started. Last week, you know, I had some misunderstanding. I had some back and forth about my boy Brock. What's up, Nard? I had some misunderstandings about my boy Brock. So tonight I decided to show my boy a little bit of respect, and I'm repping my 13 tonight, baby. Come on, Brock.
Hold up.
Let's do it. It was the whole thing. Like I was trying to get them to understand. I was just trying to get them to understand. Like Brock is different when he don't have his main weapons, and that's anybody. I mean, any quarterback. You take Tom, you take out his main receivers. Like they're gonna play different. It's gonna take them a minute to get in this flow. So I think we have a different Brock when he missing his key weapons out there.
So
And that's all I was saying. I ain't say he's not good. He's a great quarterback. He do exactly what we need. But when his weapons ain't there, which Debo is his main weapon, it's
That's
off.
not true.
So
Okay, but yeah, that was the other episode.
This is what I'm gonna say on that, because
Okay.
to me, I think it's a weak talking point.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice, one person says it and then everybody jumps on that train. I don't care. So let's take out Pat Mahomes and maybe Jackson. I don't know. Jackson is on the fence, but let's take out Pat Mahomes, because right now Mahomes is looking to be one of the greatest ever to play the game. So we're going to exclude him because he's honestly playing without good receivers. So he's on a different level. The way Brock has been playing this season, his numbers, his stats, and everything are so good. It's like that's something they can't. It's like something they can't fathom that, because he's the last pick of the draft. So that's
it's unbelievable.
That's killing him inside, because we're supposed to be talking about 1, 2, and 3, not pick 800 in the 7th round. Like for some reason, this kid has to fail. Like he has to do something wrong, and we have to talk about it. So if you look at the talking points from this year, there are two things. Well, there was only one thing that they talked about. Now there's two major things that they talk about since the last playoff game. The one thing they keep bringing up is the 3 losses in a row. I'm like, Super Bowl is coming, and y'all still talking about 3 losses in a row that happened back in November or October? Like, really?
Right.
That's all y'all could come up with? And then, they want to say, oh, well, the Cleveland game. The Cleveland game, he drove down the field. The kicker missed the game. The kicker missed the winning field goal. So let's take that game out. You got Minnesota, which he didn't play well.
No, he balled out. Minnesota.
My bad. Minnesota, he played well. Cincinnati, he didn't play well.
So, Cincinnati, we just got demolished from the kickoff. They were just better
that thing is, if those games didn't happen in a row, that would never be a talking point. It would never be a talking point. Mahomes, how many games did Mahomes lose this year? How many games did Jackson lose this year? How many games did Allen lose this year? Ain't nobody going undefeated. Don't nobody have 1 loss. Don't nobody have 2 losses. I think don't nobody have 3 losses, right? The lowest amount of losses is 4. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think 4.
I think Baltimore got the best record at what, 12-4 or something like that?
13-4.
Or 13-4, something like. But what I'm saying is, just because it happened in a row, it's like, oh, we got to pin that on Purdy. We got to keep talking about that. We got to keep talking about that. And it's like, okay, it was a hot topic then, but it wasn't just Purdy. Like it was the defense, like nobody played good through that 3-game stretch at all. Nobody played good. And
it was a bad time for us, but I mean, we took it on the chin, and we dust ourselves off, and we knocked off some winning games. So that's all we needed.
And Debo was there. I get it, but it's like I've always felt that he could win without them. Debo ain't played a full season his entire career. So we've won games without them. We've lost games without Debo. So again, to me, that talking point is null and void. Like,
well, we just won the game without Debo, so I mean, we can throw that comment away.
That's what I'm saying. So the best draft. These talking points that everybody keeps saying, well, the ones that don't like Brock Purdy, and we all know who they are, they all have the same talking point. They go back to the 3-game losing streak, and now the new topic is, oh, he didn't play well the first 3 quarters of the Green Bay game, but he played well when it mattered. But that's all y'all wanted to see.
Right.
That was the other thing on him. Oh, can he play from behind? Oh, can he play from behind? He did that. And now what? Oh, now it's he can't play well in the rain. He got small hands.
Let me ask you this, Shanar. What's the difference between this NFC Championship team in last year? Is it Brock? Is that the difference in the team?
When you say difference, I don't see the difference. I mean, I think last year's team, um, I know the stats and what it says in black and white. Not going to be contrary to what I say now. But last year's team was more dominant on defense. I mean, we definitely had a splash of offense last year. And Brock was, gave us, everybody say they didn't have tape and, wait till people start getting tape and film on him and what we do in our tendencies and things like that. Brock has overcome all of that. I just think that the difference between this team and last year's team is Brock is having to keep us in the game. He can't make any of the mistakes, right? And when we do have mistakes by Brock, or
Mhm.
we're not having the performance that we had last year from Brock, we're having these close football games. Our defense is not as dominant as I wish we would be. And maybe at one day I've been hollering all year, when are my dogs gonna eat? I hope it's one of
Okay.
these next two games. If it's
Right.
one of these next two games, I'm good. I'll be happy. I'll be holding up 6 rings. That's what I want to happen. I think the difference between this year's team and last year's team is this year's team is not as dominant on defense as we have been in the past. I think this team is probably the lesser, has the more weapons on defense, but the lesser. And I definitely think it's happening on the back end for us. Um, Not really been happy with the player Ryans in the back end. He haven't gave anything big. Seeing him fill the gap on the long run last week against Green Bay,
Yeah,
that didn't
that
look
wasn't
like
it.
a high performance play. We don't have the splash plays that we had from Hufanga last year.
Right.
Gibson
We
just
definitely miss him.
enough to kind of get
We
get
definitely
people
missing him.
lined up.
Yeah.
We're missing pieces like that. What I mean, we're missing that energizer bunny, that energizing play. We haven't had a lot of those, many of those this year, and I'm hoping that front four will be the one that can create a script sack this week, or a couple sacks in a row to get them out of field goal range, get them out of where they want to go for it. So I think that's the difference between last year's team and this year's team, is our defense is not as dominant as it has been in the past.
And our defense used to score points last year, so I
Yeah.
don't see that. We used to put points on the board with our defense. I think the energy done switched, and we more dominant in the offensive scheme of the game. Less so the defense. We have a splash from this player, have another player take off this week, another player playing good this week. So it's not a consistent game from all the defensive players at one time. So yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
let me add to it. I'll add to it on this right here. This is the game. This is the grudge match game I was trying to avoid, right? If y'all know me from all year long, I said I was cool with double dipping Dallas. I was cool with double dipping the Eagles. The two teams that I told you guys from the beginning that I wanted to avoid was the Detroit Lions
hmm
and the LA Rams.
I like that.
That's that new iPhone stuff.
I
And
like that.
those are the two teams that I told you guys I wanna avoid. And I tell you why. It's coaches like Dan Campbell that you got to play all 4 downs with. And I think I've been saying this all year long, all last year. If it's 4th and 2 and
He
they're
going
on the
for it.
other side of the 50,
Yeah.
he's probably going for it.
Yeah, he
And the way
going
we've
for it.
been giving up spill plays on with that run game or that run stop defense, it's potential they're gonna get it. I think other teams have been fearful of us and decide, I don't know how many times we're gonna get on the other side of this 50. We're gonna take these 3 when we got a chance.
Right.
Dan Campbell's not going to be that guy. Dan Campbell say, keep the offense on the field. Let's see, can you cover all 53 and a half yards across this field? And run game, pass game. And we're going to have to play those things. So we're going to we're going to play a lot more 3rd and longs. We're going to play a lot more 4th and shorts this weekend. And we got to be prepared for those situations.
I say if we don't get to the quarterback, if we don't get no sacks, we in trouble.
Right. We're in trouble. You
Yeah,
got
I
too much
think that's
time
the
back there.
difference. So when we talk about the defense, we actually led the league in interceptions, and we might not have returned them for touchdowns. So you don't get that aspect. And the splash plays when we talk about defense, a lot of that is those 3rd and longs. So Bosa gets the sack or whoever gets the sack, so we get off the field. That's what we're missing the plays at. So that's why it feels like the defense is not as dominant. That's why it feels like the defense is not as good. But the defense, I mean, it's not what we like. I know I don't like it. It's that bend but don't break. Remember, the Green Bay Packers got into the red zone 5 times last week.
Right.
3
You're
times,
right.
like in the first quarter, and only scored 6 points. 2 field goals, and then we stopped them on the 4th down. Also, remember, we led the league in 4th quarter defensive points because Steve Wilkes actually makes some second half adjustments, and whatever reason, we stop them. Green Bay didn't score in the fourth quarter. I don't think they didn't score in the second half, or it was just the fourth quarter. They didn't score in the fourth quarter. So
again, like I said, I know that the stats won't support my statement. I said that from the beginning. I knew the stats wouldn't support
yeah,
it. But in the
yeah.
overall grand scheme of things, football is a game of momentum, right? And we're not generating that momentum that we need to see our defense support our offense, our offense support our defense. Sometimes we need to try to feel like we're kicking people teeth in,
So yeah,
right? That they can't get nothing done because that momentum carry over to the offense. We're able to make splash plays and splash plays. Like we haven't been in many situations where we got a sudden change play where we've got a big pick in the middle of the field and the next play is a reverse or a double pass or a flea flicker. We don't have many of those plays.
Right.
And those plays are created by defense getting us off the field with turnovers, script sacks, and things like that. We don't have a lot of those kind of plays.
let me ask you this, Mr. Hold Up. What scares you about this Lions team when you
The
look
run
at
game.
them?
That running game. That I mean, Aaron Jones, he ate last week.
Yeah, he did.
He ate.
180.
And that was only one. He was the only one because Dylan was hurt. So I can imagine if him and Dylan split time compared to what is it,
Montgomery and Gibbs.
And man.
But the thing about that though, Jones did eat, but he had a long run for 50. So actually, he really didn't eat.
But it was like Nard said, it was those moments. He had moments to where if it was third and
He did have a kill. He had a killer run that I thought was going to end the game. Yeah, he had that one at the end. But other than that, I mean,
but Pierre, it ain't those runs. This run where Bosa came scot free, hit him 2 yards deep in the backfield, and he ran through that tackle like he wasn't even on the field. Like it's those downs where we talking about guys that are getting 40 million, a year need to make those plays. When you get
right.
unblocked guy in the backfield 2 yards deep and he still end up for a 3-yard gain, that's not the type of defense that we got. Like we not making and generating those plays. Right, we spent a lot of money in free agency. We spent a lot of money on this defensive front, and we're not getting home with 4. We're not stopping the run with 4. Like this is going to be a perfect chess match of when we're going to get home with 4, and how we're going to play in this quick passing game that Jared Goff going to be throwing against us on Sunday.
We got too many dogs on that D line for cats to be running on us like that.
Absolutely,
too many dogs, and like you said, a lot of money too.
But like it was said the other episode, if you got 6 on the line and we running 4 at them, I mean that's a lose with the numbers, regardless. So I mean, if both are getting double teamed, somebody else got to eat. They just got to play off each other, and I don't think they're doing that right now. So mix it up, slide Bosa around, slide Chase around, or something. Do something. You got to do something because we got to get home.
I think we'll definitely see a different game. I mean. Last week we had I would say we had some rust. I mean we didn't play in 2 weeks, so I mean Armstead still getting back healthy. I mean he's not really my favorite player on the D line, but I mean he does what he does. But I really think defensively and offensively this game is going to be totally different than what we saw last week. Totally different.
What about our linebackers? I always tell we got obviously Fred is the best middle linebacker in football, and then you got big play Dre. I don't know why Chenard is making that face because he is, but what about them? You
don't like Fred?
Big play. Oh yeah.
He thinks Dre is better than Fred, but that's a different topic, different day. He argued about that different day.
Hey.
But my point is,
Greenlaw showing up now when we need him. Hey, Fred got to show up now.
My point is, can they not be the equalizer to Gibbs in the run game with them two running sideline to sideline?
If Fred come to eat,
they can. But my thing is, again, you got on paper, we got an all-star defensive lineman. We got an all-star defensive line. It ain't nobody should be able to get through that D line.
Oh yeah.
Fred and Greenlaw should be back there chilling. Nobody should get through that D-line, especially Aaron Jones. And I'm not saying he's a bum because I like Aaron Jones, and I'm definitely not saying Gibbs is a bum or Montgomery. But I'm just saying, like, you go name by name on that D-line, that's like some Madden. You know, you just grabbing players off of Madden and just making your own team. That's a strong D-line.
All right, let's talk about this D-line. Let's watch this video real quick.
Heading to this Detroit game thus far, I haven't got too deep into it, but, they seem to, believe in their guys up front. And, so we're going to see how that is, through the course of the game. I'm sure they're going to have their game plan of how they want to attack and stop us. But from what I've seen on film,
they single it up.
Yeah, from what I've seen on film, even against great players, I watched the Dallas game, they seem to have open edges and not leaving a lot of guys in protection. So if they want to do that, it's going to be on us to get to Goff and, shut that down. And I got complete, total faith in us, myself, and the guys I play with that, if they want it to be that type of ball game, we'll get it done.
You can't tell me
they
that's
definitely
not
not
the
finna do that.
You can't tell me that's not the mentality.
They not going single. They doubling all day, bro. They not finna do that. Not the way we do.
Their offensive line, they have a very good, solid offensive line. Like everybody on their offensive line, I want to say is like top 15, top 20 PFF ratings. You got Sewell on the one edge. You got Frank, who's a little banged up as the center. Like these are all pro bowler type offensive line. The offensive line is very, very, very solid. But with the mentality that Armstead is talking about right there, if they go into it with that, I think the boys going to eat. Goff is 0-5 against us his last 5 games, whether it's Detroit or the Rams.
I hate when they bring up them type stats.
Listen, I'm gonna jump in and say this.
Okay.
One thing about our team, we're supposed to be disciplined on defense, and I think when you have a disciplined defense, the offense knows where you're supposed to be and where you're gonna be. We're gonna be in our rush lanes. We don't have guys that can. Like TJ Watt, I heard you say it last week, Brad, or earlier this week. TJ Watt, when it's time for him, when it's third down, he's going to get it. He got a two-way go. He can go inside, outside, spin, turn around, dive on the ground, make somebody else go inside, switch. He can play whatever pass rush game he wants to play. Because we are so disciplined and so computer generated, people know where we're going to be. We're going to run that big old loop outside. They just going to kick us out and kick us out and kick us out. We're going to mush rush the pocket. Like, we have not been able to create, even in this one-on-one. If they block us one-on-one and I don't see that happening. But if they do, I still think that people understand that they're going to block. The ends are going to go upfield. The D tackle's going to just try to make a big wall so he got something to see over. And he got a passing lane to throw the ball through all day. I don't see us doing anything. I've been asked for us to go double A-gap fire with both linebackers standing in the A-gap. Just something to throw off the timing. If Steve Wilkes has that in his game plan this weekend, we win this game easily. If we don't, I think we're going to still see them piss-poor-ass pass rushes and them bull rushes up the field all day. And you're going to see how – you hear how Armstead talk? His game gonna resemble how he fucking talks, slow and terrible.
Right. That's what I was saying. I was like, man, he out of everybody on the D line, he's the last person I want to sit there and listen to.
Yeah.
The last person.
Hey, listen.
Y'all got no faith in Armstead? Come on, bro.
No, I always thought he should have been the one instead of.
Oh, I always said that too. D Buck was my favorite.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
D Buck was my favorite, but we tend to struggle with mobile quarterbacks. Goff is not mobile at all. We probably say this once every week, but shit, this got to be the week. Them boys hot. This got to be the week.
Let me say this. Let me say this before I pass it along. This might be the most talented offensive group we've seen this year.
You think? Hold up. So to that, you think they're more talented than Dallas?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna tell you why. Think about their receivers. You got Jameson Williams, one of the fastest receivers in the league. All right. You got Laporta, a tight end that's on Kittle's heels for being one of the best tight ends in the league. We already talked. Have you seen him play the last 6 weeks?
Yeah, but he's banged up.
Did you not see him play last game?
Yeah.
Check his stats. The boy's balling.
Laporta a dog.
Listen, St. Brown balling. Reynolds is a I ain't gonna even say a great value. He is the Lions version of Juwan Jennings with more catches. Listen, Goff is throwing this ball. We better be ready. And a coach is gonna be aggressive with the play calling. Again, this is one of the teams that I did not want to see. I'm not scared of them, but I need our defensive line to play. And what we've been playing in the secondary lately with your kid, Ambry Thomas, if we don't get a better answer in the secondary,
let's go, Ambry.
if we don't get a better answer in the secondary on what we're
because
doing.
I believe in Ambry. I believe. That's my dog. Let's go, Ambry.
And he got to have a better game, bro.
Listen.
I believe he will. I believe he will. Yes, sir.
Pierre, you in control. You see that red button that says leave? Hit that button to kick me out of this fucking podcast. I don't want to fucking be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm tired of hearing this more.
Hey, you know that dude. He stunk it up last week, man. He know it.
Hey, one thing about Brad has a track history of rooting for the underdog.
Faithful, baby.
He likes bad players.
Every time, that's a serious underdog right there.
Listen, I can tell you 3 players right now that Brad been rooting for that should never probably be on this team. Probably 4.
Kicker.
Danny Gray.
No, I was never rooting for Danny. I was rooting for Trey.
Oh my God. Trey
Danny.
Lance.
Trey, hell yeah.
Jake Moody.
Oh yeah.
Ambry Thomas.
Yeah.
Ambry.
Come on now.
Ambry's our future CB1.
Man, don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh,
you talking crazy now.
Let's move on, man.
Don't
please move on.
Like that.
Please move on.
Like that. No way.
No
way.
So like Mr. Hold Up was saying, I felt the same way. Last week was all about rust. I think we was really rusty. We came out rusty. The bye week, blah, 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 blah. I think this week we get back on track. We'll hit on all cylinders. Obviously, we'll get to predictions and all that kind of stuff later. But like, what are you expecting from our offense against this defense?
Hold on, let me clean that question up for you, Brad.
Go ahead.
I want to clean up a little bit because I think it was some rust. But let me ask you this: I want to be critical of Shanahan. How much of our offense or our scripted plays came off with the train came off the track because Debo got hurt, and how long did it take Shanahan to adjust his script or his play calling with Debo going out so early in the game?
Question. The second quarter, the third quarter.
Man.
So how do you guys feel about that?
It didn't click to.
No, I mean, we talked about it. A lot of it had to go on Shanahan last week because even like we've talked about that first play coming out of the second half, he runs the ball with Juwan Jennings because he totally forgot. He totally forgot that Debo wasn't in the game, and he forgot to tell Brock silver instead of burgundy or burgundy instead of silver on the play. So yes, Kyle gets a lot of blame for that. Kyle has to make those adjustments when there's injuries, when there's no Debo, if there was no BA, if there was no Kittle, whatever. But at the end of the day, though, I just do feel we had 20 something days off. We were just really rusty last week. I think that's why me personally, I don't like the bye. I'd rather just play right through and keep going. But I do contribute probably 70, 80% of what happened last week to rust.
All right. DJ, what you say?
He's talking to you, Mr. Holden.
DJ. All right, what you think?
I mean, I agree with you, but to me, it's going to be 2 things that pretty much have to go perfect. And I believe it's going to have to happen in this game and in the Super Bowl. That's Shanahan's play calling and penalties.
Ooh.
Those are the 2 key factors. Like, us as fans will bring up Shanahan because we watch the games and we see the different plays that he's calling and the certain plays that he's using for certain plays. but he's not really talked about. Every time Shanahan is talked about, he's talked about, oh, he's a mastermind. Oh, Shanahan is a great play caller. Hey man, I question that word great a lot sometimes when they say, oh, he's a great play caller, because that last game was horrible. And like you said, Debo's out. How are you running the ball with Jawan Jennings? Like when I saw that play, I was like, wait a minute, did that just happen, or am I dreaming? Like, and it was like a -2 yard or no gain or nothing. And I was just like, oh man, like sometimes I think Kyle's ego gets in his way a lot, and he's more like I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you. And it's like, nah, dude, run the ball. Do what we known for. We got the greatest back in the game right now. Yep. You was running the ball with Raheem Mostert and Mitchell.
Breida.
Like Breida. You made these cats
millionaires.
Leave our team and go start somewhere else.
That was cheetah. He was even. Right. He was leaving.
Yeah. Now you got the best back in the league, and you're not running them.
You're not running the ball.
Pierre, what's your thoughts?
Well, definitely we're gonna have to run the ball a whole lot more than what we're doing. On the offensive side, we definitely got to get the touches to Debo and definitely to Christian, and let them, get the flow of the offense going. On the defensive side, we definitely got to get to the quarterback. That's a given, and stay away from those penalties. Like we be third down and getting ready to get the ball back, and we do a bonehead ass penalty, getting the first down. Like all that hard work just out the window from holding. Like play your man. I get it. You saved the touchdown, but 20, you got to stop holding back there and stop getting burnt.
We talk about the offense right now. Leave 20 alone.
No, I'm flipping on both sides, baby. Go ahead.
Offense. Listen, where are the targets for BA? I didn't see a lot of targets for BA.
That's what I was just about to say.
I think the targets for VA has to be up around 11, 12 this weekend for us to be successful.
Ooh, that's a lot. God
that's
damn.
a lot. That's what I want to see.
That's like you ain't got nobody else to throw the ball to.
I want to see that defense backing the hill up.
Listen, I think this is a big Brock Purdy game. I think this is a big whoever's on the receiving end game. I think this is like a Kittle might have 100 yards receiving and BA. Because, the Lions are aggressive defense. They are a come at your ass. They trying to get you. If they don't get it, they give up the big play. I think Kyle is going to have it schemed up. You're going to see one of the wide open tight end touchdowns for Kittle. You're going to see he's going to take advantage of them being super aggressive, them bringing 6-7 man blitzes on zero coverages. And I think what you're talking about, the BA 11, 12 targets, I'm not sure if it's going to get that much. But I do think Purdy throws for over 300 yards in this game, and he's going to have a big day because he's going to take advantage and get the ball out quick, and somebody's going to take a slant to the house, all of that. There's nobody on their defense that scares me. Nobody, not even Adrian Hutchinson. Nobody on that defense scares me.
So you're saying we putting the game in Purdy's hand. That's what you're saying.
That's all the time.
Kyle's gonna do that regardless.
What you mean? First of all, y'all, hey, listen. I heard y'all was slandering my boy too on here. Y'all know
that was him.
Listen,
that was him.
Y'all know me. I'm probably the first one in the country to ride with Brock through preseason. I said that boy was, huh?
I love Brock.
Oh no. I'm talking when I made my statement. Everybody was still on the team. I mean, Brock was the fourth quarterback when I made my statement. I said that boy got the prettiest ball, and he's the best quarterback in the quarterback room. And we had Trey in the room, we had Jimmy in the room, we had Brad Allen in the room. And did I not say that, fellas?
Yes, sir.
I am riding with Brock. I'm riding with Brock all the way to time to re-sign. And then if he want more than 35 million, Brock, it's been good playing with you, my guy.
He's gonna be a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Listen, Super Bowl or not, Brock. Hey, listen, bro. What you can't do is take all the money off the top, and we can't re-sign people around you. I don't want to go back to the depths of what year was it? 90. I don't want to go back to 2005 and watching the 49ers. You couldn't even turn your TV on in 2005.
Listen, I think,
Oh,
like I
my
said,
God.
the Lions' rush defense is pretty solid. I think they're like
Right.
ranked second or something like that. And they haven't allowed a rusher over like 70 something yards all season. And CMC has done it 12 times. Like I said, I think we're going to take advantage of their piss poor pass defense and the fact that they like to be super aggressive. You remember, if you go back, the most aggressive pass rush and team that we played actually was probably the Vikings with Brian whatever what's the D coordinator there, the black guy. And he was the
Dude from Miami, the one that got fired from Miami.
correct. They blitzed the most, especially during the
Yeah.
time when we played them. And you see Brock put up over 300 yards. We lost it. He got concussed in that game. He had the interceptions, blah, 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 blah. But he put up, Brian Flores. Thank you, Matt, in the chat. Yeah, Brian Flores' defense is probably the most aggressive defense that we placed. It's going to be something similar to that. It's going to be a lot of blitzing. I'm not sure how many games you guys seen of the Lions. But the fact is, they haven't played outdoors in like a month. They suck on grass.
Yeah.
We dominate Jared Goff all the way back to the Rams days.
They back end is damn near like the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be, I think, it's not, you already know, man. Not as by $1 billion.
Listen,
look,
playing Levi right now, the way we looked last week, look like we playing football in the McDonald's kitchen. Like it was chefs and everything falling down everywhere in the kitchen last week. We hope that the weather ain't bad. I don't know what we playing on. I don't know if we playing in the middle of a slip and slide or what. I don't know what's going on out there. Like we can't afford to have no weather. I think that the weather may benefit them more than it benefits us.
Yeah.
It's going to be sunny. Let me ask you this:
good weather, 68 degrees.
It's supposed to be good weather. Back to their offense against our defense. One of the best things that they do is run outside zone.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We run a lot of outside zone. So them boys seen it all year in practice and preseason camp and everything like that. Hey, like, what do you think we got to do to stop this outside zone and force them into being one-dimensional pass? What has to happen?
D lineman. Front four, baby. The front four got to come to play.
Got to.
Whatever they got to do, man, they get on track. All four of them got to get on track. What else can I say?
Let me answer from a coach standpoint. I'll help you out, P. So
go ahead.
Yeah, so for a team that runs a lot of outside zone, the defensive linemen have to be unselfish. They have to be able to take on blocks, take on 2 blocks, and sacrifice themselves so the linebackers can scrape and run over top.
That's Fred.
So Dre will be making a lot of tackles covering up for Fred, as Fred is taking on blocks as well. Greenlaw be running over top, making plays in Fred's area all weekend long. But no, seriously, I think Armstead, with the big body that Armstead has, he has to be able to take on 2, be able to play 2 gaps at one time. Same thing with Hargrave. I think he did a little bit of that in Philly. We still looking for him to be that person. If they're trying to run, a lot of outside zone, inside zone, it's going to be for the defensive lineman, just not the run up field. Bosa just can't take the easy route. And Colin Farrell or Randy Gregory just can't take the easy route and just run up field. They're going to have to set the corner. The defensive tackles on the inside going to have to be selfish or be unselfish and take on blocks and sacrifice themselves, fall in the hole so the linebackers can scrape and get over top so they can't get up to the next level to get to our linebackers. And the linebackers got to be ready to tackle. And then, again, 33 cannot come down in the box looking like he trying to play like he had in Spain for the running of the Bulls, because he wasn't looking to tackle nobody. He had a cape out, waiting for the bull to run through the red cape. He got to be ready to tackle.
I think Jair gonna play this week.
But again, you just made an excuse about rest and time off. Where's his timing going to be at? He's a rookie playing in NFL. Where's his timing going to be at? That's the thing that I worry about. I think he's a better player than Ryan. I think he's a better decision than Ryan there. But where's the timing? Like, he's been away for a month.
He's been playing. They benched him because he said it was a playoff game and they didn't want to put that much pressure on him. That's the only reason he didn't play last week.
That was crazy.
No,
I didn't understand that.
But he was hurt. He was hurt with the knee before then, right? His knee was jacked up. Two
Yeah,
games
but he
before
only
that. The
missed, I
last 2
think,
games.
week 18. He only missed like
but
week 18.
they started off week 18. He came back healthy, but I didn't understand when they did that. That was I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, how does he not get the experience? He has to play to get the experience.
Exactly.
So why bench him?
Exactly.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Why bench him?
I'll be happy to see him on the field this week, Jair Brown. Logan Ryan, just be a leader in the locker room, my guy. All right, show them how to put their pads on. Show them in the right direction and tell them where to go get their ring fitted at. Just make sure they know where to be. To make sure they make curfew is what you need to do.
But we brought him in to be a leader, right? With that veteran background.
Yeah, he's brought in to drive Ubers and be a designated driver. Is what he's been brought in to do. Sick and tired of it.
So let me ask you this, Shannon. Lions team as a whole. Is there anything scary to you about them? I don't think you answered.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he did touch on that. Yeah,
they offensive weapons. I mean, I think they're just as talented. I think they're probably the most talented team we've seen from receiver to receiver, quarterback, running backs, tight end. I think they are a more complete team than we have seen because I don't think they're more complete with the athletes or with the players they have in those positions. Because again, you're
talking about just offense complete. We're talking about offense, defense.
I'm talking about offense. You asked what scared me. I'm saying they offense scared me. I'm like you. Their defense don't scare me. I'm not fearful of what their defense can do to us. I don't think
their offense better than the Rams.
Yep, I'm gonna tell you again.
Better than the Rams, yeah, but I don't think they're better than Dallas.
And I'm gonna tell you why. You remember we played the Rams the first time? They didn't have Cooper.
Right. No, they didn't have Cooper. Exactly. And we only beat them by what? 3 points.
Exactly. What I'm saying is this: these boys, like you're not gonna double Laporta. You're not going to put 2 men in the box and let the passing game be one-on-one all the way outside. You're not going to just not play everybody in coverage and let these boys hit us on the seam on every run play on these inside zones. Again, we don't have an opportunity right now because we're not playing well enough to go. It's going to be really, really hard to make them one-dimensional. Let me break it down. Let me make it easy for the people that's following. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
If you make Goff uncomfortable,
only way we make them one-dimensional is we go up and we score early and score fast. That's how we make them one-dimensional where they feel like they got to keep up by throwing the ball and getting this ball down the field.
Listen,
we got to get Goff uncomfortable.
Got to get him uncomfortable, and we can't let Gibbs get to the open field like we did Jones because he's going to take it to the house.
He's a home run hitter for sure.
Yep. We won't catch him. We won't catch him at all. Right. So as we move along, so pretty much what you're saying, Shannon, the Lions win if we can't stop their offense, and it becomes a shootout.
No, I mean because our defense got to play better than what we've been playing. So yeah, absolutely. I think the Lions win if we're unable to stop them and we're not able to get them off the field on third down and make it third and uncomfortable. We need to have them in 4th and 4. Better when it comes to fourth down. If not, they're going to be trying for 4th and 3s, 4th and 2s, 4th and 1s. They're going to be going for a lot. They don't have nothing to lose. They hadn't won a playoff game since in 32 years. For them to go to Super Bowl from not making one in 32 years, they'll try anything. They'll try cocaine if they needed to. So yeah, I absolutely believe that.
Because you think back how they did with Dallas to try to win that game, how many times they went for it with the 2-point conversion. They kept going for it.
It ain't no Monday. If you lose, it ain't no Monday. You clean up your locker room on Monday. It ain't no Monday. It's all or nothing.
They definitely gonna go for it.
Every time.
Lions win if what?
Who you called on?
The Lions win if what?
Yeah.
If we can't stop the run and penalties. We can't stop the run. Can't stop one thing. So one thing that when you talk to other people or when you're talking to other fans about the game and you bring up penalties, the first thing people say is, "Oh, stop crying and stop crying." Oh, it's like, no, I'm not crying, but you have to realize if it's 3rd and 3 and I get a 15-yard penalty for pass interference or something, I'm giving them 15 yards for free. They didn't earn that. That was something that we did.
Plus another 4 downs.
Right. So that ain't on them. And they get a automatic first down. So those yards are not adding to their offense. That's just something free that they're getting. If you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those a game, man, it's over. Yeah. It's over. Penalties will kill you no matter. I don't care who you are. Penalties gonna kill you. And that's how we almost lost. We got in trouble last week.
Right.
You know what's crazy watching all the playoff games though? There hasn't been too many offensive penalties, like offensive holding and stuff like that. It seems like there's been a lot of stuff like that go. It's just been all about defensive pass interference, defensive holdings, stuff like that.
They're gonna always call that. You ain't looking at the ball. That's automatic. Automatic. Yeah. And that's
P,
what
about to you, P? The Lions win if what?
If they contain Brock, man, I can say that. If they keep Brock up under 200 yards or, less.
200 yards? Shit, I might be on suicide watch.
Yeah, if they contain Brock, and then if our defense don't get home, I mean, we definitely got to disturb their quarterback in the backfield. We got to get to him, hit him, put him on the ground. He can't be comfortable back there because he's going to eat us up. So those are the two keys.
What time it is. Goff know what time it is. I think the Lions have no shot, no chance in hell. But if they win if their pressure does overmatch Brock, because they are gonna bring the blitz, they are gonna pressure, they're gonna bring corner blitzes, they're gonna bring people off the edge, they're gonna have 7 in the box and drop 4 back and only rush 3, or drop 3 back, only rush 4. And if the stuff like that gets to Brock, that's the only way. Other than that.
But isn't that when he's the best?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's when he's the best.
But I mean, if you go back to Christmas night, that was the one time where the pressure and the different schemes that the Ravens were doing got to him. Now, I'm not talking about the interceptions because that was an anomaly. The passes and stuff like that.
But I think that frustrated him though. So if that got him really frustrated and flustered, so that caused him, to play really terrible too.
Yeah. So, and then 49ers, to flip it. I'll go back to you, Mr. Holder. 49ers win as
what? Obviously no turnovers. And we run the ball efficiently. Brock is going to be Brock. We don't have to put the ball in Brock's hands. Brock doesn't have to go out and win the game. And I think that's one thing that Shanahan needs to realize. Who cares what they're saying? Brock don't got to throw 300-400 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4. Man, you got the best running back in the world. Use him to your advantage. Yeah, sprinkle some Brock in there, whatever. I'm not saying, make it the Green Bay Jimmy Garoppolo game where you only throw 8 passes and, run over 200 yards. But I'm just saying, balance it out. Make it a balance. Don't just say, oh, I want to shut the naysayers up, so I'm going to just leave it all on Brock. Nah, if you didn't have CMC, then okay. But you got the best running back in the world, so you got to use him. You got to use him.
What about you, P?
Well, of course we're gonna run the ball. We always do that. We're gonna run the ball through Christian. But I think we win if we definitely get, of course, Brandon and Kittle involved more. They definitely got to see some touches, like Norris said. We got to get Brandon the ball, and we can't rely just running the ball, pounding the ball in. We got to get Kittle on them deep balls or Brandon on the deep balls. And I think we come out of that with an easy win.
Yeah, I think we got to be aggressive on offense. Our red zone efficiency has to be high. Like we got to be 75% of touchdowns over field goals when we get inside the red zone. This is going to be a scoring game. I think we get up and score first and score early and be aggressive during the game. As long as we capitalize when we're inside the red zone and getting 7s and not 3s, I think we'll take it away in a blowout. We win in that. I think also we win the turnover battle. I think that's another part of how we win this game. Win the turnover battle. I can see him giving us one, and I think it's going to maybe come from the defense line. I'm going to still keep putting hold on the defense line, and maybe we get a script sack this week. But Win the turnover battle, be efficient in the red zone is how I see we win this game.
What about you, Ferd?
We win this game just by playing 49er football.
What's
That's
that? We have our identity. What's our identity?
win the coin toss, defer to the second half.
3 and out.
Defense, 3 and out. Defense sets the tone. You go right down the field and score 7. Game over. You could fucking print your Super Bowl tickets, lock in whatever, go buy them. I already know. We were talking pregame, pre-show about it. We talk after, but yeah, defer to the second half. 3 and out to start the game. Offense goes down the field and score. Game over. That's our identity. That's when you know we're clicking, because then now the defense is clicking. The defense is setting the tone, like Fred is supposed to. Set the tone, and then the offense follows. You can put your head back all you want. Fred, best middle linebacker in football. Let Fred set the tone.
He's the
Come on,
smartest middle
Offense
linebacker in
follow.
football. He's the
What'd
smartest
you say?
middle linebacker in football.
Okay,
He's the
whatever. But
smartest.
You
So
say he's
let's-
the smallest or the smartest?
Smartest. He's the smartest
Oh.
middle linebacker in football. Yes.
but you got to be very smart to play middle linebacker. So to our special guest,
I agree with that.
what's your score prediction, man? What's your prediction for Sunday?
You know what? I'm gonna go 30-14. 30-14.
30-14. Niners, obviously, right?
I think we stay ahead the entire game. And they try to make a comeback or whatever, but I don't think there's a point in the game that we trail at all. Whether it's by 3, by 1, 7, I don't think we trail the game at all.
I like
I'm
that.
gonna go 30-14.
For
like
everybody in the chat, drop your score predictions in the chat. We want to see your score predictions. Pete, what you got?
Of course, Niners all day. 28-10. 28-10.
28-10. Okay. What you?
I think what Vegas opened up at 6 this week because of how poorly we performed last week.
7 and a half.
Yeah.
7.5.
Yeah.
Because we played poor. I've been saying it all week. I got 49ers with a ugly, dumb score, so don't ask me how I get to the number. But I got us 29-17. I told them it'd be a 12-point game. I do think that Detroit will probably score 17 points against our defense. But I think it's still being a too-tutty, some look of a game like that. So I go, again, 29-17. 29-17, 12-point win by the Niners. On our way
29-16.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Y'all already know it's Niners by a billion. A billion with a big B. Like capital B, like I'm a blood or something. Like just capital B, Niners by a billion. I do think, like I've said previous pod and in the beginning of this one, I think this is a game where we really flex our muscles and we show all aspects of the team. And going into the Super Bowl week, the talk is going to be how good the 49er team is. I literally think this might be like a 35-3 type of game. Like the way they lost to the Ravens, this might be one of those type of performances where it's just super, super big time performance by everybody. Offense, defense, special teams, and we dominate and kill the game. I literally think it's going to be a big ass blowout. I think by halftime, the drinkers are going to be drinking, the party's going to be up. Charlotte might not even play the game sound in the fourth quarter. Like I think it's going to be that ugly. It's going to be wild. It's going to be celebration time because we going to Vegas. It's going to be a big ass blowout. There's nothing about the Lions that scare me. And I think we're going to flex our muscles and show that indoor team coming outside, even though it won't be super cold, is going to really hurt them. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a dominant win by the Niners. So Niners by a billion for sure. Let me ask y'all this, though, before we get out of here. And everybody in the chat, you can chime in, too. Who would y'all like to see after we kick the Lions' ass in the Super Bowl? Like, who do y'all think is going to win the AFC game? I don't care who go first. You go first, P.
Definitely KC. I think.
Definitely. You want to see
Yeah,
KC, or you think they're gonna win, or
yeah.
both?
No, I want to see KC in the Super Bowl. We owe them, in my opinion. We owe them some revenge. So I would like to see that. I would like to see us playing KC, baby.
What about you, Mr. Hold Up?
Damn, I'm torn. I want KC, but I want Baltimore just as bad. And I want Baltimore just as bad just because of 2013 and 2024. So,
Christmas night.
I want
Oh
Baltimore. Yeah, I think both. I got Baltimore winning it. I hope I hope that game right there is a nice clean game, just for the fact of Patrick Mahomes, and we all know how he likes to pull the LeBron, and every time he gets hit, looks at the ref, puts his hand up. Next thing you know, 10 minutes later, here come a flag.
Right.
So I hope that that's a clean game, called on both sides, and I do believe Baltimore come out on top.
So one Chief, one Baltimore. What you got, Noah?
Both of them. Both of them.
Both of them.
B-O-F-F-U-M. Both of them. I want both of them. I want to play them back to back. We owe both of them. Like it ain't.
You
It
want to
ain't
go lick?
nothing
You
that.
want to go
It
get
ain't.
your lick back, huh?
Yeah.
It ain't nothing that bothers me more than us having the Chiefs game in the bag with 4 minutes and whatever,
Exactly.
and we
Exactly,
drop a
bro.
pick and everything else happened in that game. And then offsides by Ray Lewis or Ed Reed in 13, and then they taking this shellacking Christmas night, and the game was all tomfoolery. Both of them. Both of them. Listen, I'm talking about both of them, back to back, same day. We ain't gonna even change uniform. Both of them.
Look,
Both of them.
I hate Patrick
Hold
Mahomes.
on. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Because listen, there's one person I'm looking for. I don't know how he got this bet, but I paid it and I didn't know I even bet him. I let a Chiefs fan bet me on the Ravens game. He got paid on the Ravens. Now I'm trying to figure out. I can't find him to get my bet back to pick the Ravens. And the bad thing is, I don't want the Ravens to win that game, nor do I want the Chiefs to win that game. So he got free money that I never can get back from him.
He long gone. You ain't never gonna see him
Listen.
again. That's a wrap.
So both of them, BOFFUM, both of them.
Both of them.
I still got nightmares about Patrick Mahomes for that Super Bowl, man. Every time
Oh yeah.
I see him, I just hate him. I hate his voice. I hate everything about him. But man, we were talking about this before the pregame, before the thing, but I'm not sure y'all remember in the Super Bowl with Darrell Williams, whatever, he broke that long run and he scored the touchdown and it was under review. And this was the run to make them to take the lead in the Super Bowl. And they went, I guess, to do the TV timeout or whatever. And they came back and they said it was a touchdown. Mahomes came, I was sitting right there in the end zone. He came and ran to the end zone I was sitting at. And I felt like he was just talking to me and he was screaming like, let's effing go. And ever since that, but Ravens Christmas night, I didn't like it. Don't like it. Obviously, I think that's almost like Philly for me. That's that Baltimore thing about to get personal. I'd rather see Baltimore. I want to see Baltimore. I want us to go play Baltimore, get back, and win the Super Bowl by beating them. So with all that said, everybody in the chat, everybody watching, please make sure that you are subscribed to the Whistle Game Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you're following us on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Whistle Game Podcast everywhere you log onto your phone, and while you shitting and scrolling, make sure you follow us, like the content, comment on the content, share the content. We appreciate all the love and support. We appreciate our man, Mr. Hold Up, joining us. Like I said, he unofficial. I was telling him, Shenard, about our epic swag surf last year and how he came through and was holding it down and really blessed us with his DJ skills. But you want to say something to him, Snark? I know you wasn't on the beginning.
Nah, listen, I called him when I was in Florida 2 times, and I ain't heard from him since. So, man, I ain't got nothing to say to Mr. Listen, I had APB. I'm glad you guys found him. I thought he was fucking somewhere on a hair with me, and I thought he had bought some. I thought he had took a roll in Raising Canaan and was trying to figure out what a heroin was.
That whole weekend was a disaster for me. That was my bad. That was my bad.
Oh
next time you come, it's all on me.
Ooh, oh my
it's
God!
all on me.
Okay.
Ooh, shit.
I'm coming on that. Oh shit, we coming to Tampa next year. You should have said that.
Never said that one.
It's
We travel in threes. This is a whistle game. Now that's what you said, right?
It's all on me. But, real quick before we go,
yeah, I'm about to say you got some shout outs and stuff.
Yeah, y'all be on the lookout. Shout out Locked In Radio DJs, my Hit Squad brothers. We are putting together something for Vegas. It's still in the works. You know, we can't obviously make it official because we don't even know if we're going to be, you know, if it's happening.
What you mean you don't know if we're going to be there?
We're going to put it out in the universe and say it is going to happen. So that's why we put stuff in the works right now. So y'all be on the lookout for that. A lot of details for that. I'll be the first one to get with y'all to let y'all know what's going down, locations, times, and things like that. So
I'm the official MC. I'm telling you now, if it's happening, I'm the official MC. Ain't nobody else holding the mic before I get a mic. I'm telling you now.
Got you. Done. It's crazy because I'm supposed to be on a Zoom call right now with them. So as soon as I get on the call, I'm gonna jump on. But
we can have you and Avery on after it's announced, whatever, for the game. Y'all can talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. The platform is dope. You know,
appreciate it.
A lot of everybody's talking about it. You know, especially when Joe made it the official podcast of the Niners. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Those are my guys. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. And you know, we definitely got y'all back. And you know, gonna support y'all till the wheels fall off.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
Hey, I just want to say this, man. If you know anybody in your city who passing out fake whistles, man, hey, let them know.
Nah.
Get there.
Not in Tampa. That ain't happening in Tampa.
Get the official whistle game whistles, baby. We'll mail them to you. We'll ship them out. Bucks. We got bulk shipping. You don't have to go and buy these fake whistles and call yourself the Whistle Crew. No, it's only one Whistle Game podcast and one Whistle Game crew.
Hey,
listen, you're looking at them right now.
Hey, Mr. Lightskin, your lighting is immaculate tonight too, sir.
Hey, man, you like that? You like that, don't you? You stupid.
For the win. While I'm sitting here in a dark alley somewhere off on Tuckasegee, I'm sitting in a dark alley because I had a work event. And you got immaculate lighting. This car lighting ain't doing enough for me. And they making my brown skin pop.
Hey, Rick, make sure you DM us. We'll send you some whistles out there to Chicago.
Oh yeah.
We'll send you some whistles out there for your watch party. So other than that, everybody else is good. Sunday, slingshot. Get there early. There'll be plenty of seating, but if you want preferred seating, make sure you get there early so you get the best seats in the house for yourself. Me, I'm up in New York. I will be with the North Jersey Faithfuls.
Okay, my people. That's
my
people.
New Jersey. Huh?
Yeah, that's my people. Yeah. You know, I'm from Jersey, so that's my people.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be up there watching the game with them. And let's go Niners, man. We'll be back. We going to the Super Bowl. Like I said, it's gonna be Niners by $1 billion. It's gonna be a big ass game. That's all I got. Pete, no, y'all got anything else?
See y'all Sunday. Slingshot be early. Sunday, we're starting at 5 o'clock. So if you ain't in the building by 5 o'clock, you coming at 5:15. Talking about you want to see, that's on you. Be standing at the door when I get to the door.
All right, man. Whistle Game Podcast. We out. Peace.
Later,